So today I wanted to show you kind of based on the Amphitrite, if I'm pronouncing that right, piece that I'm doing. I wanted to do a little tutorial based on the heavy chain that I did as the frame of that piece. So you can see I have one section done here already to kind of show you what it looks like. So that one was done with stranded cotton, 6 strands. So that's kind of what it looks like there. You can see it has a little bit of height to it as well. So I'm going to show you how to do that. I have some perlé thread, some nice variegated thread here. I'm just going in with my stab stitches as normal. For anyone new, my stab stitches, how I start off, there's a video on my website for that if you're not sure exactly what I'm doing there. But starting off with my stab stitches as normal. So you're going to come up at the very beginning of your line. Let me just zoom in there. Up at the very beginning of the line, and you're going to do one straight stitch, not too big, just a couple of millimeters there. Just one straight stitch at the beginning of the line, and this is where your other stitches are going to anchor into. So with the heavy chain, if you have seen my tutorial or a different tutorial on the chain stitch, you'll have an idea of what the chain stitch is probably. But the heavy chain, you're almost going the opposite way. So you'll see what I mean in a minute. Maybe I'm getting ahead of myself there. So you're going to come up just a little bit away from the end of that straight stitch. You're going to bring your needle up and you're going to slip under that straight stitch. Just slip your needle under. You're not catching any fabric. I'm just going to pull the end of that so my straight stitch is nice and tight. So pull that right through, and you're going to go down in the same stitch, in the same hole that you came up in for that stitch. Okay, so up and down in the same hole and just pull in. So that's your first kind of loop in the chain. And then you kind of come down the line a little bit further. And you're going to do the same thing. You're going to go under that first straight stitch in there. Okay. And pull tight again and down into the same hole. Okay, so that's how we start off. And then from now on, this step is going to be continued all the way down. So again, you're going to come up along the line, and you're not going to go under that straight stitch this time. You're going to go under the 2 loops that you've just put under there. Okay. And down in the same hole. And again, up a little bit further down, and you're going under the previous 2 loops. Okay, so it's always the 2 before that you're going down in. And down in the same hole. And just continuing on with that, up, sliding under. It might take you a minute to find the right spot to slide in under. Well, that's all right. Under those 2 loops. And you want to pull tight enough. You don't want to be too loose or you won't get that nice straight edges. And just down in the same hole. So just continuing on down the line with that. And I'm just covering up my stab stitches there now as well. You can start to see the nice variation of colours in that thread coming in there now as well. Just gonna get rid of that knot, get it out of the way. So you want to try and keep the same distance all the time. Oh, I'm getting a little tangled up there. So you want to try and keep the same distance going down the line, and you'll get a nice even stitch then, nice even heavy chain. So the heavy chain is very good for any sort of line that you want to fill in, kind of a thicker line than when you're doing your normal chain stitch. So that's why I used it on that piece to kind of fill in. It's just a thicker, heavier line, I guess. It's kind of in the name. But yeah. So once you get to the end, you just finish off as normal. Again, there's a tutorial there for finishing off with stab stitches. So in your very last stitch, you're going to go a little bit closer than you have been. Just so you get it nice and tight at the end. And that's it. That is your heavy chain. And you can see the nice variation of colours there now as well. Oh, the light's gone off. Okay, so hopefully you get on all right with that. If you have any questions, let me know. I'm just going to show you slightly different angle of that there as well. You can see how nice and thick it is. Okay, so enjoy that. If you have any questions, just let me know. I'll be happy to answer them.